Hey guys, I hope you're doing great. Today I'd like to share with you a vision which I received about a week ago. I'm not sure what to call it a vision or something, but this one was about for people, for as a message, I believe, and that's the reason why I'm making this. And this vision was different because everything was very clear and very. I don't know how to explain it, but I'm just gonna start. I'm gonna try my best to explain as much as I can, and then in the end I'm gonna just dive into it, into some of the interpretation of it that God has brought to me throughout the week after leading up to this video. Alright, so first off is I was in this garden, but this garden was full of wheat, like golden, beautiful wheat, and this wheat was like gold. I can really say it was gold, but it was still organic in its form. In other words, it still moved the way that our plants move today. It wasn't solid. So I was there in this garden of wheat, and Jesus was there with me, and he took my hand and he walked with me through this field. And it's funny because as we were walking, it was like every plant was like moving out of the way by itself. We didn't have to push it out of the way. It's as if it was aware of us. It was quite a weird experience for me. And then he took me to this cliff, this cliff, and there's this shield. I don't know how else to describe it, but it's a shield between. So you can almost like a railing which prevents you from falling off this cliff, and I believe that shield was Holy Spirit. And as we were standing on this cliff and we were looking down, there's these dark black mountains, like a volcano almost, and there was even lava pouring over these mountains, and it was really dark and desolate. And I just thought in my head, just what is this? And Jesus replied by his mouth, and he told me, this is the lake of fire. And it was interesting because every time throughout this whole situation, I thought things, and he read my mind, and he replied me, and I don't know how else to explain it. And also what I saw then is Jesus looked at me with tears in his eyes, and he says, "Petey, look. There aren't many people here," and he's like really sad. But yeah, and then we walked. After that, you walked in another direction with me, through this field again, and we came to this tree. And in my mind, I'm thinking, the first thing that popped into my mind is like the tree of knowledge of good and evil, and I thought, well, I wonder. And he's like, no, it's not that, Petey. This is the tree of life. And I've never actually read up on the tree of life. I don't know much about the tree of life, honestly, at that time. And I look at this massive tree. It's like massive, and there's leaves, on like green leaves, and these massive fruits. Like it's like strawberries, but massive. I don't know what it was. And then he said, "Petey, look at the fruits." And he's like, "These are the fruits of the saints, and they come to grow here." And he said, "Petey, my people think that their fruits don't matter, but their fruits make up the garden of heaven." Our fruits are our works, are what we do, and the fruits of our labors, you know. Okay, so then I'm just like, okay, well, this is like amazing. And then we walk on, and then he takes me to this other direction, and there's this city, and I then realize that we're in the garden section of a bigger thing that's going on, and there's this whole city there, and this city is like full of amazing buildings that look like the most beautiful, like golden buildings I've ever seen, and there wasn't one lower class or whatever building. It was all kind of upper class, really mansion-like buildings, beautiful buildings, and it was going up this hill, and at the top of this hill, there was this castle kind of building, like a king's castle that you could see in the movies, almost like that, but I wasn't permitted to make out the detail of that castle. I don't know why, I just knew it. Like, it was just a revelation. I just knew. I couldn't see I wasn't ready to see what it looked like yet. And then he said, PD, I've prepared a place for my people. As you can see, it's ready. But few will dine with me. See, that castle was where Jesus sits and lives. And he says, I've prepared a place for many people, but only a few will actually dine with me. I was just thinking, oh Father, I hope I can dine with you, because I really want to dine with you. Okay, cool guys, so I'd just like to run through some of that stuff in more detail, because some of it can be really confusing. And what's amazing to me is about the tree of life that I saw is I've never read about it, I've never studied it, I've never researched it. But then I opened my Bible and I started looking at it, and Father showed me or brought me to a few verses which connect so beautifully with this I don't know, this vision or whatever you want to call it that I had. I want to read to you Revelation 22 verse 1. And he showed me a river of water of life, clear as crystal, coming from the throne of God and of the Lamb. In the middle of its street and on either side of the river was the tree of life, which bore 12 fruits, each tree yielding its fruit every month, and the leaves of the trees were for the healing of the nations. And then Father just brought this to me. It says, which bore 12 fruits. How many tribes of Israel is there? There are 12 tribes. And see, I want to submit to you that for every tribe there are fruits. And the 12 tribes are just reminiscent of the people of God who are grafted into Israel. It's really important for us, I think, to understand that as Father talked about the fruits that we have here, they're not worthless. Even if it seems worthless on this earth, in this place, it's not worthless, because then even in John 22, in Revelation 22, it says, and the leaves of the trees were for the healing of the nations. I don't grasp that completely yet, but there is something about the fruits and the leaves of these trees that is going to be used in the garden of heaven. And here it talks about the leaves being used for the healing of the nations. Revelation 22 verse 10. And see, I am coming speedily, and my reward is with me, to give to each according to his work or fruit. I am the beginning, the Aleph and the Tav, the beginning and the end, the first and the last. Blessed are those doing his commands, so that the authority shall be theirs unto the tree of life. Those who do his commands. And then it says, and to enter through the gates into the city. But outside, this is in the beginning of the dream, or the vision, I saw the lake of fire there at the by the cliff. And he says, and outside are the dogs and those who enchant with drugs, and those who whore, and the murderers, the idolaters, and all who love and do falsehood. Alright, I want to read to you Revelation 2 verse 7. To the one who conquers I will grant to eat of the tree of life, which is in the paradise of God. He's speaking about the paradise and the tree of life in the paradise, and he's saying the one who conquers and overcomes, he will grant to eat of the tree of life, which grants us immortality. Luke 22 verse 28. You are those who have stayed with me in my trials, and I assign to you, as my Father have assigned to me, a kingdom, that you may eat and drink at my table in the kingdom, and sit on thrones judging the 12 tribes of Israel. So right here he's speaking to a certain person, and he's saying that I assign to you a kingdom, and that you will eat with me, and that you will judge the 12 tribes of Israel. He's speaking about a greater place in the kingdom here. He's speaking to a people who will dine with him and judge the rest of the people. The 12 tribes of Israel. See, if we are grafted into Israel, we are saved and we're part of the 12 tribes. But it doesn't necessarily mean that we will dine with him. It doesn't necessarily mean that we will be one of those judges. For everyone cannot be a judge, because in the same way of this world, everyone cannot be a judge, because then there would not be justice. There would not be a loving justice system. So I just want to leave that with you, and then I also want to speak about the field that I saw, because there's more to it than that meets the eye. This field that I was in, it's the harvest. It's the harvest, and the harvest, it's so much, and it's golden because it's valuable, and people are like treasure chests. That's why this wheat was gold. People are like treasure chests. The harvest is like a treasure chest waiting to be opened, discovered, and shown its value. That's what people are. And also, as I was walking on this with Jesus through this field, even our feet were like this, walking on this shining gold, even below the plants. And the Father said, those who go out into the harvest, I will anoint their feet to fulfill my work. That's powerful, man. And yeah, so I just want to leave this with you. The harvest is plentiful, the workers are few. God is calling people into the harvest, and I want to submit to you that this is all connected. I want to submit to you that those who go into the harvest and get the people, because as Jesus was looking to me with tears in his eyes, saying, look, there's not many here. There are many people here walking through the harvest, harvesting people, getting people into the kingdom. And I want to submit to you that the people who go into the harvest will be the people who end up sitting with him and dining with him at the table in the castle of God with Jesus. We need to get it out of our minds that all of us are going to be on the same level, because it's simply not true. The Bible says that those who teach and do his commands will be called greatest in the kingdom of heaven, and those who teach that his commands are done away with and teaches men so will be called least in the kingdom of heaven. And I want to submit to you that he said that those who sit with him at his table and dine with him they are obviously the greatest in the heavens, and they all will, and it says in Revelation, they will be the people who judge the 12 tribes of Israel. And I want to submit to you, if you know the commandments, if you teach others so, then you are qualified to judge others, because judges, even in this physical world, are people who know the law. Judges are people who teach the law and bring correction. And in the same way, how can someone become a judge in the kingdom of heaven if he does not know the law or teach others to do so on earth? Alright, cool. Guys, this is amazing revelation for me, and I just had to share this, because I believe this message is for you. The Father has given this to me for you, and at the end of the vision, I asked the Father, why me? Why are you showing me this? And he said, because you asked. And see, 2 months back, I asked the Father, Lord, I want something more. I want a vision. I want something to give to your people, because I know that there is something that we are missing and we need to see. And this is what he gave me, and I want to give this to you. Friend, pray about this. Ask the Father, what is going on here? What is this about? Father, I don't know how to do this. Help me to go into the harvest and do your work. We need to go out and do this, man, because the time is up. We don't have time. We don't have time to play anymore. We need to do this now and get it over with. Because God will anoint your feet when you move into the harvest fields. He will protect you and be with you. He will never forsake you in there. He will never forsake you in your workplace. If he's putting it on your heart to share the gospel with someone in your workplace, do it. Stop being afraid of what your boss will say about it, because your God has anointed your feet and he is with you even in your workplace, in the harvest, he's waiting for you to open the treasure chests, which are people, and take out the treasure and show them who they are. not point out the trash. To open the treasure chest of a man, show him what's in there, show him how valuable he is, so he can see, wow. And then he will see himself the way Father sees him, and then he will want Father. People want Father because of that. Alright, they want Jesus because of that. Cool. May God bless you and keep you. I hope this means something to you. Have an amazing day. Subscribe to this YouTube channel because I want to connect with you. If you like this video, like it below. If you didn't like it, dislike it. Have an amazing day, and God bless you immensely.